Hi guys, my name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about more collocations. We did a collocations class yesterday as well. We'll be working from the same document, but with the further down parts, more information. Ana Belen, welcome to class.
Hello, thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing very well. I've had you in class before, right?
I think only once, long time ago. Yeah. Yes, I remember.
So, how's your week going? What have you been up to this week so far?
Oof, a lot of work because before vacation we have a lot of work in the office, and it's horrible for me because I work only part-time, but this week I've been working full-time.
Wow. And your vacation is in July? When is your vacation?
In August. In Italy.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so you're working extra hard so that you can take some time off.
Yes.
Are you doing anything fun for vacation?
Yes, I am going to visit Mallorca. Do you know it's an island in Spain?
That sounds
Beautiful place.
It'll be worth it.
To the beach.
All right. Thanks, Anna. Okay. And Anna Christina, welcome to class.
Thank you, Michela.
Good to have you back here. How's your day going so far, Anna Christina?
Good, teacher. Thank you.
What have you been up to? Working? Sleeping?
Today I'm working here at home, and this morning I was in the gym.
Oh, nice. Got a little exercise in.
Yes, I like workout every day.
That is a good idea. I should do that as well. I usually work out very irregularly. Like 1 week I'll work out every day, and then the next week I'll work out once. So I need routine. I should get a routine down.
Yes.
All right. Kadir, welcome to class.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you, Kadir? What have you been up to today?
I'm fine. These are last hours of my day, and I am tired.
So you're ready for sleep.
Yes.
Were you working all day?
I am not working. I am a student. I went to college
so you were
for
studying.
summer school.
That's a kind of work.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Kadir.
Oui, je le sais. J'ai appelé
Lady? How do I say your name?
Il m'a dit que
Lady. Some weird audio stuff is happening, but Leire? Leire? Leire?
Leire.
Leire.
Yeah.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Leire. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Awesome. Very cool. So what have you been doing with your day? It's the evening now for you, I guess.
Yes, it's the evening. It's 8 o'clock. So I have been working all day and I have just arrived home. So really boring day. But well,
Ready to relax now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good to have you in class.
Okay.
Masahiro.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
Where are you from?
I'm from Japan, but I live in U.S. San Diego now.
That's a nice place to live. I bet you're loving the summertime in San Diego.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you there for work? For school? For fun?
Actually, I've been working for software company, but now I've been here temporary to study English and business in UCSD.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So a little bit of work and a little bit of study.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, it's good to see you in class.
Yeah, thank you.
Mauricio, welcome to class.
Hello? Hi.
Hey,
Yeah,
are you the
sorry,
same
I was.
Mauricio that I used to have a few, like many months ago, or are you new to me?
No, I'm new.
New? Okay, all right. I figured sometimes the name is the same, but the picture is different, and I don't know if the student changed their
No, no,
picture
it's
or
first
if it's
time for
a
me.
totally different student. Okay,
Yes.
well, it's good to meet you. Where are you from?
Italy. I'm from Italy.
Awesome. What part?
Lazio, the south part of Lazio near Latin, between Rome and Naples, on
Nice.
the on the on the sea.
Awesome. Yeah, Italy is lucky. Pretty much every part is very close to the sea. You guys get so
Yeah.
much coast.
There is people in inland, not very not very near the sea, so we usually mock them because
That's funny. They get the part that's farther from the most beautiful stuff.
yes,
Well, it's good to have you here, Mauricio.
thanks.
And Philip, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
Nice to see you, teacher. Thank you.
Good to have you. How's your day been going, Philip? What have you
Uh,
been up to?
in classes, all my day was in class.
Excellent. Awesome. And Rohan, welcome back.
Hello.
I still see the world as your picture. Do you still see a kid, a little kid?
No.
Now you see the world also?
No. I changed my picture.
Ah, okay. Okay. Because the other day we saw different things. I don't know. How's your day going so far?
That's great. Yeah, great day. It's my day off.
Oh, how
Yeah.
nice. What did
Yeah.
you do with your day off?
Well, I went to the gym. I read some books and studied English. Watched some TV.
All good things.
Yeah.
Sounds like a perfect day off.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to screen share what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about collocations, which we worked on yesterday as well. But if you can see, what we worked on yesterday were a lot of these set collocations where we were matching nouns to the verbs they usually collocate with and then making sentences. But to start this class, we're going to go all the way down and start talking about the verbs say, tell, talk, speak, and discuss, which are words that are often confused mostly for Latin language speakers, because Latin language speakers, they have slightly different versions or fewer versions, so it kind of gets confusing. But we're going to talk a little bit about how they're used and switch it up a little bit. So let's start by getting a little more information about what you guys already know. Ana Belén, can you tell me anything about these verbs and how they're different?
I think say it tell and tell could be the same, but for example, you couldn't put a personal pronoun after the verb to say, and however you can put it after tell.
Yes, that's the biggest difference between those two. And it's the most common mistake as well. So when you use the verb say, you cannot follow it with an object like me, him, her, those kinds of things. And when you use tell, you have to use one of those objects. And it has to come before whatever the words were. So we're going to see how that works in the sentences below. And Ana Cristina, is there anything else you can tell us about these verbs and how they're different?
I think that say is when you say short phrases or whatever thing to another person. When you use speak, yes, speak, is when you only for you use your voice only for speak whatever thing.
Okay, you're
Talk.
right. So it's like more solitary. When we talk about speak, It's really just like one person instead of a conversation. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. The focus is on one person. Awesome. Okay, does anyone have any other tips to give before we look at how they work in sentences? Let's go for it then. Kadir, will you read the first sentence, which is actually numbered 2, and decide which verb you think is better?
He told me that he couldn't attend the meeting.
So why did you choose told instead of said?
Generally, when we use say, there are quotas, like
There's what? Quotas? Oh, quotations.
quotations. Yes, yes, like uh, someone's words directly.
Yeah. So when we use the verb
Given.
say, there's more of a focus on what was being said, the words. And when we use tell, there's more of a focus on who we were talking to. So who we were telling. There's more of a focus there. Thanks, Kadir. Great job.
My pleasure.
Leire, will you do the next one, which is numbered 3? Can you hear me, Leire?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know if you had said my name or not.
So go ahead
Okay,
and try number 3 for us.
Okay. He said that he was sorry for his mistake.
So why did you choose the verb said instead of told?
Because he was the person who said something, not he didn't tell anyone something.
So we have the words and not the person here. Instead of the object, me, him, her, them, we've got the actual words being said. He was sorry. Thank you very much. Masahiro, will you do number 4?
Number 4, we discussed about the situation in Japan. No.
So read the sentence again correctly.
I feel this in this case both of them is correct. Both of them are correct.
It's interesting, actually, because both of them work in the context, but the preposition is what makes the verb talk better. When we use the preposition about, it only collocates with talk and not discuss. So if we were going to use discuss, I would leave that preposition out and just say, we discussed the situation in Japan. So it's just the preposition.
Gotcha.
The situation is totally the same here, but just the preposition keys us into the fact that usually we use about with talk, and we pretty much never use it with discuss. Or you might hear it, but usually it'll be a person who's a second language English speaker. Maybe it's just not a very common construction.
If we use this word discuss, we cannot use preposition.
Well, it doesn't. We can add the thing about discuss is that it's easy to add the object directly after. You don't have to add, like the verb talk, we usually have to connect the object with a preposition. In order to use an object, we need a preposition. But with discuss, there's no need for one because we can put an object directly after. We discuss the situation, we discuss the party, the relationship. You just stick it right on, no need for a preposition.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Maurizio, will you do the next one for us?
Yes. Did she talk to you about the reorganization plans?
Okay, so you said,
Talk to
oh,
you.
I see, you do number 6. Okay,
Oh,
all right.
sorry.
No, that's okay, that sounds good too. So you said, Did she talk to you about the reorganization plans? Great, excellent, well done. So tell me, why did you choose talk?
Because talk need because of to you, because you don't say speak to you about, you use speaking, general talking usually, I think.
Yeah, I think talk is a good answer here. And although we can use speak with the preposition, we can, but the context maybe is dependent.
I would
So,
say, did she speak about the reorganization without to you, but
okay,
speak?
yeah, sometimes we use it that way as well. And well, let's get one more person in on this. Philip, what's another difference? There's one more kind of important difference about speak and talk. Do you have any idea what it is?
They talk to someone and they
Uh-huh.
say something and they so, and they speak to someone to. Oh, that's all I know, teacher.
Okay, well that's a good difference, but there's one more little thing that I think is important. Rohan, do you have any idea what it is, the other small difference between talk and speak that might be important?
No, sorry, I don't have any idea.
No problem.
I
Okay.
have a guess.
All right, what is it? What do you think?
Talk is used with the proposition to.
That's true, but it's not the thing that I want to mention quickly. The thing I wanted to talk about quickly is the difference in formality. So talk is a little bit more of a conversation, so it's kind of informal, it's more casual. If I say, hey, let's talk about this, I'm being pretty friendly. I'm saying, let's have a conversation. But if I say, let's speak about this, it's a lot more formal and kind of implies that I'm going to lecture, right? If I say, okay, Jose, we have to speak about the problems we had in class or something, you kind of know I have a very formal and distant tone, and it might be used for a more negative thing because I'm saying, I'm going to speak to you, I'm going to lecture you, I'm going to tell you all this stuff. It's not like an even exchange of a conversation. So talk is a little bit less formal, more casual, more friendly. And speak is a little bit more formal. You might use it for someone who comes in to speak to a group, like they go on stage and they use a microphone and they speak to a group. So it's a very formal situation. And even if it's person to person and not that kind of formal situation, it's a little more formal. You know that it's not going to be an even exchange of conversation. It's going to be one person talking more and then the other person talking maybe a little bit. So that's the main difference. Because in the end, we can say, I need to speak to you, or I need to talk to you. But if I say I need to talk to you, you get one sense. And if I say I need to speak to you, it's kind of like an, ooh, uh-oh, I wonder why she's got to speak to me. That's kind of a different moment. It's a very subtle difference, but it can be a big difference in certain situations. All right, let's do number 5 because we skipped that one. Philip, will you do number 5 for us?
Number 5. We discussed the new marketing plan.
So tell us, why did you choose discuss instead of talk?
They cannot talk the new marketing plan. They talk to someone.
Yeah, we're missing the preposition, so we know we got to use discuss.
Yes.
Cool. Thanks, Philip. And Rohan, do number 7 for us.
Okay. Did you talk about the cost of the project?
Okay. And why did you choose talk?
Yeah, I don't know because it sounds more natural.
Okay, yeah. And I think for this one as well, both are possibilities, like both would be grammatically correct. It all just depends on the context. So talk is a great answer. If you're talking to your peer, your coworker, you said, oh, did she talk about the cost of the project? But maybe your boss was the one talking. So you might, if it were a really formal situation, you might change it. But I think talk works and sounds natural in this setting. All right. Ahmed, welcome to class.
Hello.
Good to see you, Ahmed. Have you been watching this class, or are you just joining now?
Just join now.
Okay, excellent. This gives us a good opportunity to review what we were just talking about. So I'm going to go back to the beginning with Ana Belén. Can you summarize some of the points that we talked about with all these verbs, say, tell, talk, speak, and discuss?
For example, you can't use discuss with the preposition about. About always has to talk always have the preposition about. The difference between speak and talk is that the speak is more formal than the verb to talk. And after say it, you can say me, she, her. However, with the verb told, you can put these pronouns.
Exactly. Awesome. That was a really nice summarization of like the main points that we learned. So now let's take a quick opportunity to try these out ourselves before we move on to another topic. I want to make sure you guys are totally masters of this. So I'm going to give you guys a set, either say, tell, talk, discuss, or speak and talk, and have you write 2 sentences, one with each word. So your first sentence will be say, and your second sentence will be tell, or talk and then discuss, speak and then talk. And try to get creative with your sentences. Use words that are on the outside of your limits, because if you use something wrong, then it gives us an opportunity to discuss it. So don't make simple sentences like, I said it, she told me, because that doesn't really give us much to talk about. Try and go outside your comfort zone and make something crazy. Rohan, will you do a say sentence and a tell sentence?
Okay.
And put them in the chat box when you're ready.
Yeah.
Philip, will you do talk and discuss? Maurizio, speak and talk?
Okay.
Masahiro, say and tell? Lede, talk and discuss? Kadir, speak and talk? Ana Cristina, say and tell? Ana Belén, talk and discuss? And Ahmed, speak and talk. And if you guys finish quickly, because you got ones that you think were easy, you're welcome to write another set. So if you get your 2 done fast, try another set. So you guys have a question?
I didn't hear mine.
Talk and discuss for you.
We can discuss it.
You can write them in either chat box, the Verbling or the Google chat box. And this is also a really good moment to ask questions if you have any. Could be related or
I
unrelated.
don't really understand what I have to say.
Okay,
Right.
so your sentences were speak and talk. You have to write 1 sentence using the verb speak and 1 sentence using the verb talk, and try to show the difference between them. So create 1 sentence that's very formal to use speak and 1 sentence that's very informal to use talk. Just show that you know how they work, and kind of give an example sentence for other students or for yourself to remember how they work.
Okay.
Sorry, teacher. What should I use? I forgot. Talk.
Yours, I think, were say and tell.
Say and tell. Okay. Sorry.
All right, we have a couple already. So, Rohan, although I like your sentences. Oh, I see. So are you making them for us to choose?
No.
So, for instance, your first sentence. Did she say when she got pregnant? Did she tell when she got pregnant? Are you saying that both of those are okay in that context?
Oh no, I thought that you meant use both in a sentence.
Well, that gives us a good opportunity to choose. So, Rohan, which is the best verb for that particular sentence?
Did she say when she got pregnant?
Yes. Now, if I wanted to use tell, how can you reorganize that sentence to use tell?
Did she told you when she got pregnant?
Yes, but not told, because that would be redundant since we already have did. So did she tell you when she got pregnant?
Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you, Rohan. And your next one, we blank about our secret project in Japan. So, Rohan, which is the best one for that blank? Tell or discuss. Talk or discuss.
We talked about.
Yes. Excellent. So what if I wanted to use discuss? How would I have to change the sentence?
Then you can leave about. So then it will be, we discussed our secret project in Japan.
Awesome. Excellent. Thanks, Rohan.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one I see in the Verbling chat box is from Anna Christina. Please tell us when you want to go and I'll call you a taxi. Awesome. Next one I see, Jane agreed to discuss the matter with her teacher. Perfect. How do you say good morning in Spanish? Awesome. We talked about this matter with the mayor. Excellent. Yesterday I discussed the new strategic plan in a meeting with my, I imagine you meant to say boss, but actually says booze. I told you that we should have gone to the cinema. Yep. I'm going to look in the Google chat box to see what we have here. We will discuss the issue of youth unemployment next week. Excellent, Philip. I merely talked to my brother. Okay. Good. Why do you say merely, Philip?
Barely. Barely.
Ah, barely. Barely. Okay. Different meaning. I barely talked to my brother. You can say I merely talked to my brother, but it's kind of an odd sentence. Like, it's sort of a mysterious sentence. Like, what else would you be doing with your brother or something? But barely works. Barely makes a little more sense in that context.
Okay. Okay. Just.
I spoke with my manager about expanding the company's business. Ahmed, you've got a small error in that sentence. Do you know what it is? I spoke.
Excuse me?
So you've got a small error in your first sentence. I spoke with my manager about expanding the company's business.
I spoke directly.
Yeah, exactly. I spoke with my manager. Or you could say was speaking with my manager, whichever. Thanks. Next up, all my friends said to me, your host family is crazy. Yes, excellent. Thank you very much. They're talking about what Bob did yesterday evening. Can we speak about us for once? Thank you very much, Maurizio. I talked with my family about increasing my allowance. Awesome. I told my mother about my life in the US. Great. I need to speak with native speakers to improve my English. Wonderful. The professor always talks us the reason why he is late. So that's a good sentence, but we're missing a preposition after talk. What would you put in there, Kadir?
To.
Yeah, to. The professor always talks to us about the reason why he is late. That's how I would change it. Talks to us about. All right. Do I have any others in the Verbling chat box? Nope. Okay. I think we got it. So you guys did really well. You obviously understand the concept. I only saw a couple very small errors, and you guys did great. Any questions before we move on? Cool, then let's get going. We've got a fill in the blank that should be really quick. I just want you guys to read the sentence, put in one of those verbs. This time you've got all 4 options, or 5 options. So whatever one you think is best, put it in. And I'm going to start with Kadir. Will you do number 1?
Where is she? She said she would be here half an hour ago.
She said, right? That's what you said?
Yes.
Great. Thanks, Kadir. Leire, will you do number 2?
I found your office and speak to your assistant. I spoke.
Spoke, yeah. Spoke would be good. Yeah, spoke works.
Or talk to.
It kind of depends, but I think spoke and talk are the best situations, and you could justify either one. So maybe you call all the time and you're on a really casual level and you would say talk. But otherwise, you would say speak. I think speak is a good way to go. So spoke to your assistant is good. Thank you very much. Masahiro, number 3.
Do you have a free moment to discuss the Zurich deal?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Maurizio, number 4.
I don't know actually. I'll speak for about half an hour, then answer your questions.
Excellent. Speak is definitely the best verb here because it's clearly a one-sided conversation, probably formal. Great.
Sorry.
Philip, number 5.
Number 5. Talk to him that he will have to wait for an answer.
That's okay, but there's a better one for sure.
Say to him.
You're getting closer. So you are adding a preposition in yourself because you know there needs to be a preposition. But there's one verb we got that you don't need a preposition for.
Tell him.
Yeah. In the past.
That he will have to wait for an answer.
So probably told, since we're talking about the past. Great. Thanks, Philip. And Rohan, number 6.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't understand. What are you talking about?
Very cool. Thank you very much. What are you talking about? And that's a really good situation to compare speak and talk. Obviously, speak would not work in that situation. Okay, let's move on. We're going to talk about do and make, which are used in a lot of collocations, and it's a question I get a lot. People say, well, what's the difference between do and make? And to be honest, there is not a huge difference. We can learn some rules and patterns, but I think, honestly, the best way to figure out the difference is just to practice. And the more you use do and make, the easier it is to use do and make. So we'll be doing a little bit of both. We'll be looking at some of the examples and talking a little bit about how we use them. And then we'll be looking at some phrases, collocations, that always come together. So words that you have to use do with and words that you have to use make with. Let's start by reading a little bit about the general rules for do. And Ahmed, will you start and read the highlighted section?
Okay. Use do when speaking about vague or infinitive activities These include speaking in general, using thing, words such as something, anything, nothing, etc. Examples: are you going to do anything about it? Let's do something this afternoon. I didn't do anything wrong.
Great, thank you. And a couple pronunciation notes. This word here is vague. Vague. Does anyone know what vague means?
Something not sure, not clear.
Yeah, something not clear, not definite. It doesn't have a lot of distinction. We're lacking details if it's vague. Awesome. Okay, so that's the first rule or pattern that we use do for. And the next one is pretty short. Ana Belén, will you read that for us?
Use do for activities. This includes any chores or daily tasks. Examples: hurry up and do the dishes. Did you do your chores?
Thank you very much. We'll go straight on to the next one. Ana Cristina, oops, hold on.
Yes.
Will you read the next one for us?
I didn't have time to do my homework. Use do with various jobs and activities ending in ing, such as do some gardening, do some thinking, do some painting, uh, etc. This use tends to be informal in nature and can often be stated in a different manner. For example, I did some studying this afternoon can be stated in I studied this afternoon. Example, I did some thinking about your problem. He did some reading this morning. She's going to do some resting on vacation.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so those are the general rules about do. Having weird formatting issues here. All right, well, okay. So do you guys have any questions about these general do patterns? Of course, there are always some examples that break these things, which is why I'm calling them patterns, not really rules, because you will find examples that kind of break these rules. So they're just kind of patterns, general patterns that you can follow. And we'll
Can
see.
I have a question?
Yeah, of course.
Do is written by written such as informal. So if you use this word in business thing, it's a little bit strange, impolite.
It depends on the situation. I don't think that it's very odd, but I think also that I might have a different idea of, like, for instance, I'm not in the business world as much, so I don't think it's weird, but you kind of have to feel it out. If there's a person who really feels like everything should be very formal, I would leave it out because there's no need to use it, right? But I also think that what is a more common mistake, and it's not even really a mistake, but a more common weird thing is that people will not use it. So if I'm just talking in my everyday life, I'd say, oh, well, I did some reading and then I did some cleaning, so I was just around the house today. But people who are not as familiar with that structure will say, today I cleaned and I read. And that's it's more formal and sounds a little bit stiff. It sounds like it's a little bit odd, not crazy, but if someone, if my sister said it, I'd be like, why do you sound like a robot today, So I think it's a more common mistake to not use it than to use it and have it be wrong or have it be inappropriate. I think it's pretty much always appropriate.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions? Awesome. Then let's talk about some general rules for make. Let's start here. And forget who is reading next, I think. No, I'm going to start from the other end. Rohan, will you read this section for us about make?
Yeah. Generally, use make when actually constructing or creating something. In other words, not for activities. Examples: I made a cup of tea for breakfast. He made his daughter a rocking horse. Did you make that wonderful bread?
Thank you very much. All right. So do is a little more common. That's the only one we have for make. Do is more common, but if you'll notice, we also have these lists, and yeah, I guess they're pretty even. Anyways, we're going to look at now some of the fixed expressions, and most of them will comply with the rules that we just talked about. Not every expression is going to comply with them, but most of these do. They do follow the rules that we just talked about. All right. So let's look at some of these. We're going to make some sentences. But first, we're going to read this list. So let me ask Philip to read the list of do verbs.
Okay. Here are some of the most common fixed expression with do. Do homework. Do the dishes. Do housework. Do good. Do harm. Do your best. Do a favor. Do a 50 meter per hour, miles per hour. Do business. Do your duty. Do your hair. Do a deed. Do penance, time. Do right, wrong. Do enough.
Thank you very much. So those are some fixed expressions. Do you guys have any questions about the meaning of those fixed expressions? Anything that's not clear?
What does deed means?
What does what? Oh, deed?
Yeah.
Deed is a formal term for an action. So any kind of action. It's sort of a general, sort of vague term, but it's very formal and it just kind of means an action. It's used a lot in like sort of an evil context because it's really vague. So if you said, "Ooh, I did the deed," it's kind of like very mysterious sounding.
Did is same meaning as behavior?
No, not exactly a behavior. It's more like a specific action.
Mm-hmm.
So you might, if you said, "I did the deed," you might be talking about something you did, some negative action you took, like playing a joke on someone or something that you're being really vague. You're not really explaining what you're doing, but it's kind of a formal way to say that. So you might see it in like a legal context as well, but I think the way I've seen it used most is like the evil character in a movie will be like, "Yes, I did the deed." You know, they're very vague about what it is they did, but it's usually something negative, something that's not really a good thing.
Ah, okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions?
Penance means what, teacher? Penance.
So we've got two there, right? Do penance and do time. And I'll explain do time first because it'll help me explain do penance. Do time is when you go to jail for something. So you might say, "Oh, I did some time for arson," right? That's a crime. So you do a crime and then you go to jail for a while and you can say, "I did time." But do penance means that you're doing something to make up for an error. So you might consider jail time a penance, but another penance might be volunteering or somehow correcting an error, kind of, or even being punished for a mistake that you made. Every time I forget to, let me see, every time I forget to clean my room, I do penance by cleaning the whole house or something. So like my punishment for not cleaning my room is cleaning the whole house. Make sense? Any other questions? One more thing about penance is that it's usually used in a religious context.
Okay.
So if you defy the rules of a religion, usually they have some kind of punishment, a set punishment for you. Like in the Catholic Church, if you sin, you might have to say some extra prayers or do something special like for the church or confess, maybe. That would be your penance for your sins. All right. No other questions before we go on to our fixed expressions with make? All right, excellent. So I'm going to ask Maurizio to read the fixed expressions with make.
Okay. Make an offer, make an exception, make a mistake, make peace, war, make love, make money, a profit, make a phone call, and make an effort, an attempt. Make a noise.
Sorry.
Wait.
My bad. Too far.
Make a noise, make a suggestion, make a decision, make an excuse, make a progress, and make arrangements.
Yep. All right, guys, any questions on the fixed expressions with make? No?
No.
Okay, then have at it. I'm going to ask you guys to do 2 more sentences for me, and this time I want one of them to be a do sentence, one of them to be a make sentence. You can choose from the fixed expressions or try something else on your own, whatever makes you happy. Again, try to go for things that you're not sure you know how to use yet, so get out there and try something that makes you a little uncomfortable. That way you can make sure you have it right before you leave class, because now is a really good time to ask any questions and talk about any confusion that you have. And you guys can choose any expression or any other way to use do or make, and then we'll talk about it. Put them in the chat box, of course. Oh, and it looks like Maurizio helped us out with penance, and he mentioned the religious context too. Good and bad deeds. Yep.
No, for deeds.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That one kind of does sometimes have a religious context.
Yes.
Very cool.
There's a movie too. I think no good deeds. Is its name.
Oh,
Usually,
interesting.
yeah. Usually, I heard did only in this context with in films, movies with religious speech in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they use kind of those formal terms,
Yeah.
I guess, for religions. So you guys have another minute or 2 to finish your sentences. Get crazy, get creative. We've got a couple already. I'm doing penance to study English because I must improve English by coming back to Japan. What? Before coming back to Japan?
Now I live in San Diego, U.S. Temporarily
Uh-huh.
to study English. So and I must go back to Japan by December, this December, because
Okay. So maybe change the word by to before, right?
before. Uh-huh.
Got it. Okay.
Okay,
I'm
thank
doing
you.
penance to study English because
Mm-hmm.
I must improve my English before coming back to Japan. That makes a good
Mm-hmm.
sentence. Great. Thank you.
Before coming. Okay, thank you.
All right. I'm angry about my brother because he didn't do his homework. I think Israel and Palestine should make peace. Excellent, Philip thinks. I'm tired of doing all the work for you. Do it yourself. I made a mistake thinking he would have helped me. Excellent. I love that. That one's like a little story. You did a great job in your first work day. If you study English, you can make money here in my country. Okay, so for the first sentence, I would say at your first day of work. I'm going to put that in the chat box. At your first day of work. Now, you don't have to make the second change. You definitely have to change into a different preposition. You can either change it to on or at. And then you don't have to make the second change I recommended. You can say on your first work day. But I just think it's more common to say first day of work. So whatever you choose is fine. They made a difference creating their education system. Doing something is better than speaking about it. Awesome. Excellent. I make a lot of mistakes to speak English in daily conversation with these. Make me feel sad. Okay, so I make a lot of mistakes. Don't use the infinitive here, use the gerund form. So I make a lot of mistakes speaking English in daily conversation. And these make me feel sad. Just that one little mistake. All right. Let me check the Verbling chat box, see what we got here. We do have a few. Where does it start? Okay. So, I told you that we should have gone to the cinema. Awesome. Do me a favor. That's the shortest sentence I've ever seen. It's a good sentence, but it's very short. Next up, Brenda made a mistake telling Luis her opinion about the film. Awesome sentence, thank you. Make me some coffee. Rohan, you're really a fan of imperatives. You like to order around. All right, next up. Brenda did the housework in order to be able to go to the cinema. Awesome. You didn't do enough to pass the exam. Change 4 to 2. We don't need 4 there. You didn't do enough to pass the exam. You should make an effort to pass the exam. Oh, excellent. So see, in the second one, it was perfect. They made a difference creating their education system. Awesome. And I saw that one in the other chat box as well. Okay. I think I got them all. Is anyone still working or are we all done? I think we're all done. Okay. So before we finish up, I just want to do one more thing with you guys. And it's all the way down here. We've got 3 lists of adverbs and nouns and other various adjectives, some of them, and they collocate with a particular verb. Our verb options are go, come, and get. So each whole list collocates to one verb. The blue list, close, complete with, early, first, into view. You guys have to decide if the first list is go, come, or get. So is it go close, go complete with go early, or is it come close, come complete with come early, or get close, get complete with get early? What do you guys think?
Come.
Come, yeah. The blue set is all come. Those are all collocations with come. So now our options are go and get. Is it go abroad, go astray, go bald, or get abroad, get astray, get bald?
Go.
Go, yes. Meaning that the very last set is with get, so that would be get a job, get angry, get divorced, etc. I am going to put these in the chat box for you because I don't actually know if this is on your copy of the document. I think it might not be. And if you guys want them, you can copy and paste them. I know it's just a lot of words. It doesn't look like much. The formatting's bad. But if you want the actual final document, you can always message me for it. Or for anything else. If you guys ever have a question on classes or something totally random, you guys can feel free to message me on my Verbling profile. And I'm happy to respond and answer it. Sometimes it's an interesting conversation, or sometimes it's something I can bring to attention to future classes. So it's always good. All right, do you guys have any questions or comments before we wrap it up?
No.
Awesome. Then thank you guys so much for coming and participating. I have another class starting right now using gerunds and infinitives. So we're going to talk about how we use gerunds and infinitives in combination with other verbs. I hope to see you guys all again soon, and yeah, have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.